Milling Through History presents The Swamp Fox. Better known as Francis Marion, his nickname the Swamp Fox was given to him during the American Revolution. But who was this individual? Well, he was born in 1732 at his family plantation in Berkeley County, South Carolina. He would fight during the French-Indian War, and yet he would make his name later on during the American Revolution. On June 21, 1775, he would be commissioned to captain in the 2nd South Carolina Regiment and helped to defend Fort Sullivan in June of 1776 against the British. Just a few months later, Francis Marion was promoted to the rank of lieutenant colonel by the Continental Congress and would take part in 1779 in a failed Franco-American alliance attack on Savannah, Georgia. However, his true claim to fame would begin starting on May 12, 1780, when Charleston would fall to the British. Shortly after their conquest of this city, the British would drive out all American forces from South Carolina. Now, Francis Marion was able to avoid capture by the British at this time after having suffered a broken ankle through just a sheer dumb luck accident. As a result, as this invasion had occurred and the state of South Carolina was becoming completely isolated by the British, Marion was able to raise up a small company of between 20 and 70 men, which effectively became the only fighting force of Americans in South Carolina. When the Southern Army arrived to try to push out the British, Marion would approach Horatio Gates and offer his services, but Gates, having already heard about Francis Marion, dismissed him, instead making him act as a reconnaissance agent. With Gates's defeat at the Battle of Camden, it was up to Francis Marion to go ahead and try to continue to act as a foil to the British, and in doing so, he would engage in guerrilla tactics, something the British were unfamiliar with. The notorious Bannister Tarleton would be ordered to go after Marion, and after months of trying to find him, it was Tarleton who would claim that Francis Marion was nothing more than some old swamp fox, and the nickname would stick. In January of 1782, Marion was elected to the South Carolina legislature, thus bringing an end to his military combat career. Following the war, Marion would have to rebuild his plantation and attempt to rebuild the life he had once known, namely because the British had destroyed his home and almost all of his wealth was completely wiped out. Following the war itself, he was named commander of Fort Johnson and would receive an annual salary of $500 a year. To pay respects to Francis Marion, one should go to the Belle Isle Plantation in Berkeley County, South Carolina. Be sure to click like, share, or subscribe for more episodes of Milling Through History, and be sure to leave comments below for future episode ideas, and be sure to look at our suggested reading page.